Hi guys, it has been a long time, so for those of you that are still subscribed, thank you, and welcome back to my channel. Sure, in this video I'm going to show you my everyday makeup routine. Obviously it's just complexion because I already have my eyes done, and obviously I don't do this every day. I did film this, so if you want to know how I got that look, I will leave the link down below in the description box. And I did it using the pizza palette. So in that makeup video, or in that makeup tutorial, I do give a review on the pizza palette as well, and I have done a few other looks with it. I have so much footage because I know you guys have noticed that, or maybe you haven't, I don't know, but I haven't been uploading a lot, but that does not mean I haven't been filming. So I've been filming a lot. I just don't have time to edit it. So I have this entire week off from work, so I'm going to be obviously, sleeping a lot, but I'm also going to be trying to edit some more of these videos and schedule them so I can get them up to you guys and bring you guys more content, because I love doing YouTube. Obviously, it's not my job. I have a full-time job, but I like doing it on the side, and it really gets my creative juices going. I love doing my makeup, and I love wearing my wigs and all that jazz. So anyway, yeah, let's get into it. Oh, and if you see that, that's a wig I just finished. I believe it's up on my POSHMARK. I'll leave all the links down to my POSHMARK. I'll leave all the links to POSHMARK down below in my description box, because this is a pretty bomb wig. I usually, like to wear my colorful wigs first, but I've been into natural hair lately. I go through stages. Anyway, if you want to see that wig in more detail, it will be on my POSHMARK. Alright, so let's get started. So when I'm doing my everyday makeup, well, let me first zoom you in. Okay, so when I do my everyday makeup, I don't go full coverage. You guys already know I don't really like full coverage anymore. I haven't done full coverage in years. So, what I like to do is light to medium coverage, because I have average skin. It's not the best right now because I have been stressed. I haven't really been taking care of myself. My diet is shit. And that all that shows up on your face. So I do have a lot of blemishes going on, but I'm going to show you how I cover all that up with makeup without having to be a cake face. So what I first do is my concealer. Now this might sound crazy, but just bear with me. So the reason I do concealer first is so I don't have to add a bunch of foundation to my problem areas. Now, for me, my problem areas are underneath my eyes, because I do have bags and dark circles, and around my chin, which is where I tend to break out the most. So what I do is use two concealers. Both of them are from Makeup Revolution. You guys have seen these in all my videos pretty much. I use C8, which is more of the salmon-y color, and then I use C6 to brighten. So first I'm going to apply the C8 right underneath my eyes. Now since I do have eye makeup on, I go below the eyeshadow. And I have these lines right here underneath my eye. I'm sure you can see that right here. Well, I have it on the other side. So I put the concealer directly on top of that line. And then I blend it out. And as I'm blending out, I'm trying not to blend it out all the way. I mean, I blend out mainly the edges, but where I want the most concealer is right on that line. So I just gently tap the concealer on that line. Just like that. And then I go in with my brightening concealer, and this is in the shade C6. And I go along the sides of my nose and underneath where I did that line. And then I go back in with that C8 concealer and conceal my blemishes. And I just literally just put a dot, just like that. And then I tap it with my finger. All right, and that's pretty much all I do with my concealer. You know, usually you would put your brightening concealer on top of your foundation. I do mine up underneath, and the reason I'm not putting it along my T-zone, because in this area is where I need the most brightening. You know, in the other places of my face I can put it on top, it's not a big deal, but right here I want to put it underneath to kind of help hide all of the darkness and the bags that I have underneath my eyes. So next for foundation, y'all already know, Estee Lauder Perfectionist Foundation. Now in my past video, I said I use 2 pumps on each side of my face. I'm down to 1 pump on each side of my face. So altogether that's 2 pumps for my entire face. And I do use a flat top brush. This is from BH Cosmetics and it's the 116 brush. But any foundation brush that you like will work. I just like the flat top brushes. And the reason I use a brush is because the sponge will absorb a lot of the product. Right, so after I go in with my foundation, I go in with the Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair Serum, and this adds a dew to my face, and it also it has anti-aging properties in it, so obviously it helps my skin condition as well. So I just apply this with a beauty blender, and this also helps push the foundation into my skin instead of making it stay on top of my skin. It's pushing it in, making it more skin-like. Now you can skip this step, or you can use a setting spray, like you can spray your sponge and then push the foundation into your skin that way. But I like serums. I am in my 30s and I'm I'm aging. I mean, we all are, but maybe it's all on my mind, but I think I'm looking a lot older than I am, so you know, I'm trying to prevent time from walking all over my face, if you know what I mean. If you're in your 30s and over, you know exactly what I mean. Like, you ain't trying to look like you in your 30s, you know what I mean? This also helps moisturize my skin too, because I have extremely dry, flaky skin. Right, so you may have noticed that I haven't applied anything to my nose. I do have my primer on and my Catrice waterproof mattifying powder, but I don't have any foundation on because I have to use a different foundation on my nose. So even though I have really, really dry skin, my nose is like an oil slick. So I use my Wet n Wild foundation. This is from their Photo Focus line, and this is in the shade Golden Beige. This is actually too dark for me. So what I have to do is mix it with my LA Girl Pro Coverage HD foundation, and this is in the shade White. And I just use this on all of my foundations. Well, if I happen to buy a foundation and it matches me at first, like this is my summer shade, this Golden Beige shade, but we're in winter here in Michigan, so I'm a lot lighter than I would be in summer. So instead of having to buy foundations for every time of the year, I just buy a mixer so I can lighten up my foundations when I get paler. And then right on top of it, to make it not look so matte, I put just a little bit of my Perfectionist foundation. Just literally like that amount. All right. Then I'm going to go back in with my my brightening concealer and put it in the middle of my forehead right here. I'm going to let my nose set first, and then I'm going to put some down the bridge of my nose as well. And as you can see, I'm not putting a lot because this is my everyday makeup, and usually when it's an everyday routine, that means you don't have a lot of time to do a lot of stuff. All right, next I'm going to cream contour my nose. And I'm going to be using my Lancome stick. I still have this thing. This is like 4 years old, but you know, it still works, still good. So now I'm going to start setting everything. So for my nose, I use this Catrice Prime and Fine Waterproof Powder in translucent, and this is the same powder that I use underneath my foundation. This stuff is amazing if you have oily skin. I don't have oily skin, but I do have this oil slick in the center of my face, and let me tell you, my makeup will not melt off my nose. It used to until I found this powder, so I'm sticking with it. And then I got my hands on this JCat Aquassurance powder. So I use this underneath my eyes. Now, originally I had bought it to use all over my face, but they don't have my shade. They go from natural to like medium beige, and I fall in between. So I use the shade Natural for underneath my eyes. And then for the rest of my face, I use my Bare Minerals Hydrating Mineral Veil. Or I might just use baby powder, depending. So I'm going to set underneath my eyes first. Make sure I don't have any creases. And then I'm going to set my nose. Oh, and the sponge that I used for my powders is this Eco Tool sponge, but you can use a dry beauty blender, dry any sponge, as long as it's a sponge and it's dry. And I'm using this to set my nose. And then for the rest of my face, I'm going to use my Mineral Veil powder, like I said, but I do want to be a little bit more highlighted underneath my eyes, so I am going to go in with a little bit of baby powder, just a little bit, because if you bake with this for a long time, you will have flashback unless you dust it back. And since I'm not dusting it back, if I decided to take a picture, I probably would be, you know, like a ghost. But since this is, like I said, my everyday makeup, I don't really wear this out at night. I do go a little heavier at night. But, you know, you can wear any kind of coverage any time of day. I'm just letting you know that if you decide to use baby powder to bake or to put all over your face, you're going to have to dust it back with a, or, you know, brush it back with a foundation powder or some sort of colored powder to get rid of that white cast. All right, so that's pretty much it for my base. Well, not my entire base. I still have to, you know, contour and add blush, but that's it for basically coverage. So I'm going to zoom you in and try to turn this light down so I don't look so white, and show you what my skin looks like. Now, of course, I'm going to spray down my skin too. Actually, let me do that first so you can see what it really looks like, because right now it looks like powder. But after I spray this this Catrice Prime and Fine, this illuminating Dewy Glow Fixing Spray. This stuff is amazing. As you can see, I'm almost out. I have 4 of these though, so it's all right. So that spray, once it dries, is just going to make all these powders melt together and make it look like skin and not a powdery, dry mess. So I'm going to let this dry, and then I will zoom you in. So I just went ahead and did my bronzer, contour, blush, highlight, all that jazz off of camera because everybody likes to do that kind of stuff differently. Because everyone has a different face shape. I have a little extra weight, so I like to contour heavily around my cheekbones and around my neck because I do have not a little bit of a double chin. Is there. So I like to hide it with a lot of contour. But if you're someone that doesn't have a double chin, or if you have a slender face, you probably are not going to want to contour as much as I do because the contour is going to make you even look slimmer. So yeah, that's why I didn't even bother filming that part, because everybody does their bronzer and contour and all that jazz, pardon me, differently. But this is what the skin looks like after all that. And I think it's banging. It's banging. And if you guys are curious about this hair, where is this hair from? It's definitely from AliExpress. Well, I'm wearing 2 bundles. One of the bundles is from the beauty supply store because I thought I had 2 bundles of this hair, which I believe is from Allie Gray's hair. Yes, it's from Allie Gray's hair from AliExpress. So I thought I had 2 bundles of this kinky curly stuff, but I didn't. So I had to go to the beauty supply store and get their deep wave, which does not match this curl pattern. Like, this curl pattern is so cute, but the deep wave is a lot looser. I don't know if I can show you. I mean, it's not super noticeable, but I notice it either way. So yeah, that's where this hair is from, just in case you're curious. And like I said, I did film this eye look, but if you're curious what is on my lips, it's a MAC Bullet lipstick in the shade Nude du Jour, and then I'm wearing the Dose of Colors Over the Top lip gloss, and I love this stuff. All right, so yeah, this will be one of many videos, hopefully, that I'll be posting. And yeah, hopefully I won't leave you guys hanging again. I do have a lot of ideas all the time. I have a lot of palettes that I still haven't dug into. I have the BH Cosmetics. No, I have the BH Cosmetics Desert Oasis palette. Now, I've used it, but I haven't used it on camera. So I do want to show you guys how I utilize all of the shimmers in there, like, to make something new, because I know, like, when you look at it, you're pretty much like, oh, it's a bronze palette, but you do have that pretty blue in there, and I have done some pretty blue sparkly eyes with it, so I want to share it with you guys. Hopefully I'll get around to filming and editing it soon, but like I said, I have a whole bunch of footage that I do need to edit, so hopefully it will be up within the next couple of days, and we're just gonna keep rolling again with this content. Okay, so if you've been with me for this long, once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.